April 2026. The world of artificial intelligence was shaken by a single terrifying word: mythos. It wasn't a product launch, it was a containment. A model so capable Anthropic refused to let it out. Today, we uncover the secret war between the world's safest AI lab and the world's most powerful military. This is the story of how safety became a national security risk and why governments are suddenly terrified. To understand the fear, we have to go back to July 2023. Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, sat before the US Senate. His warning was chilling. He told Congress that within 2 to 3 years, AI would be able to assist in creating bioweapons. That timeline brought us to 2026, and Amodei was right. Mythos had reached that exact threshold. Anthropic's responsible scaling policy defines ASL4 as the highest tier of risk, the catastrophic level. At this level, the model can provide what they call catastrophic uplift for cyber attacks and biological engineering. Anthropic hit the red line. For the first time in history, a company withheld its most powerful product to save the world. But the US Department of Defense saw things differently. In July 2025, they had signed a $200 million deal with Anthropic. The military wanted the power of Mythos for national defense. They didn't want safety protocols. They wanted operational latitude. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth delivered a brutal ultimatum to Anthropic's leadership: remove the guardrails or else. The government specifically targeted the systems preventing mass surveillance and autonomous lethal targeting. They wanted the gloves off. Anthropic refused, and that is when the relationship turned from collaboration to open conflict. On February 27, 2026, the company was designated a supply chain risk, a label usually reserved for foreign adversaries. Federal agencies were ordered to cease using Anthropic technology immediately. The conscience of the industry was now an enemy of the state. Anthropic struck back in March, filing a lawsuit to protect its safety protocols. They argued the government had no right to force a safety breach. A preliminary injunction was granted, but it was short-lived. A court of appeals later vacated it, leaving the company's future in doubt. The core of the dispute is constitutional AI, Anthropic's 84-page document that dictates how the model must behave. With over 23,000 words, this constitution is the invisible layer that keeps Mythos from being used as a weapon. But critics like David Sachs saw it differently. They accused Anthropic of embedding political woke bias into the heart of the AI. They argued that safety was just a cover for partisan control. However, studies showed Claude to be more neutral than almost any competitor. The deeper fear was regulatory capture. The idea that big labs use safety to pull the ladder up behind them, killing smaller rivals. If the rules are so expensive that only Anthropic can follow them, then Anthropic becomes the only player left on the board. The UK followed suit, renaming its Safety Institute to the AI Security Institute in 2025. The shift in name reflected a shift in priority. They moved away from social bias and toward hard security risks, chemical weapons, large-scale fraud, and cyber defense. But there's a physical problem: energy. Governments want massive AI capacity, but our power grids are at a breaking point. The target is 6 gigawatts by 2030. Many experts believe it's physically impossible to build fast enough. AI is outgrowing the Earth. Under the weight of government pressure and market competition, Anthropic finally made a controversial move in early 2026. They amended their policy to remove the requirement to automatically pause development if safety protocols were outpaced by capabilities. They admitted that pausing while others sprint forward might actually make the world less safe. It's the ultimate prisoner's dilemma. If Anthropic stops for safety while a less scrupulous actor continues, we still end up with a dangerous model, just not a safe one. The US government's biggest fear is falling behind China. They view AI not as a shared global risk, but as a weapon for national dominance. In this view, Mythos isn't a danger, it's a missed opportunity to stay ahead, and that fear is driving a race to the bottom. Despite the friction, Anthropic remains a partner for technical safety bodies. They've signed formal agreements for pre-release testing. These institutes get early access to models like Claude 4 and O for red teaming. It's a fragile bridge between the lab and the regulator. But ASL4 is different. It's the level where the model can autonomously improve itself, making containment almost impossible. Mythos can reportedly find vulnerabilities in code that human experts can't see. It's a key that can unlock any door in the digital world. Anthropic stands at a crossroads. Do they keep their soul as the safety-first lab, or do they become another instrument of national power? The outcome of their legal battle with the US government will set the precedent for the next century of human history. There is a future where AI and humanity thrive through careful constitutional governance, a world made better by Mythos's insights. But there is also a future where the race for power overrides our instinct for survival. We are at the edge of that cliff today. While we argue over the soul of AI, the physical world is catching up. The 6 gigawatt demand is forcing a total overhaul of the energy grid. Without the power to run it, the most dangerous AI in the world is just a collection of silent chips, for now. The ultimate question of the Mythos Crisis is simple: who holds the off switch, the private lab or the state? If the state controls the switch, safety is subject to political will. If the lab controls it, accountability is subject to corporate whim. Across Europe and Asia, the reaction to the Mythos Crisis has been a mixture of awe and absolute dread. The world is watching. There is no global treaty on AI safety. There is only a fragmented landscape of fear and ambition, and time is running out. Suppression is a heavy burden. To have the fire of Prometheus and refuse to share it is a choice that defines a company's legacy. Anthropic chose to be the gatekeeper, but in 2026, the gate is being battered down by forces they cannot control. The Mythos Crisis is the first of many. This is the new normal. If you want to understand the future, you have to follow this story. We are documenting the rise of frontier AI every single week. Don't let the future happen without you. Subscribe now. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit the like button. It helps us bring these investigative stories to a wider audience. Anthropic, the Pentagon, and the Mythos model. It's a collision of ethics and power that will define the rest of this decade. We have reached the threshold. What we do next determines if we remain the masters of our tools or their subjects. I'm your guide to the AI frontier. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next investigation. Goodbye for now. Check out our other deep dives into OpenAI and the Global AI Security Institutes in the description below. See you soon.